Cool, man. Welcome to Standout Coffee. Welcome
Thank you so much.
To the podcast. You first approached us as a home barista, maybe just enthusiast, being around, want to learn more, right?
Yeah.
But to start off, who are you? What's your name? What do you do?
All right. I'm Hayaki from Japan, but currently live in Canada as a barista in Canada, and I've been into specialty coffee.
For how long?
Well, it's been still like my specialty coffee experience is still baby.
Yeah.
It's like almost a year, 1 year and several months. Yeah.
That's cool. And what was your first encounter with specialty coffee? What got you started?
Before I start working at a cafe, I drop off my resume, and luckily my the other Japanese friends were working over there.
Yeah.
So, and she was drinking coffee at the Soulside bar,
Yeah.
and I was like, how can I say? I would drink. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would join her coffee.
Oh, that's cool.
How can I say? Coffee meeting,
Yeah.
and one of the former head barista at the cafe, he actually served me one of my specialty coffee for the first time.
Do you remember what coffee it was?
It was quite funky, but
Yeah.
I don't remember the name of the coffee.
Probably
but
like an anaerobic, natural something. funky
it was
stuff.
like I didn't know about the fermentation that time, and I remember still I can feel still it was like peachy, juicy, and the other is like super passion fruits taste, and it's more tropical. Yeah. And I was drinking side by side, and having making slapping sounds. Yeah. And
That's
that
amazing.
time I was like, what is this coffee?
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
But that's what it's all about. Like to find these new enthusiasts that now turned into soon a coffee professional like you, and it's amazing. Growing up in Japan, right?
Yes.
How's like aren't that into the food culture? How about like fermentations and stuff? Is that flavors that you have experienced as a kid, or just like tried it now in coffee?
All the
Like in food and stuff. Yeah, in the Japanese cuisine, is it flavors that you can relate to?
It's completely different. Yeah, taste. Especially Japan has so much fermented food.
Yeah.
And especially like natto, and the miso. Yeah, and also sake as well. And it cannot taste like in a Western food.
No.
Yeah, it's quite like unique taste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing. But did you have a interest of taste and stuff before, like finding coffee? Did you know that you had this like palette?
Oh,
to
wow.
Taste stuff?
Actually, I didn't really like realize
No.
that time, and also when I sip coffee now, it's like sometimes I say like Japanese food.
Yeah.
Not food, just
No.
fruits. It's like type of like yuzu or something like that. Yeah.
But that is amazing, like to connect flavors with memories.
Yeah.
And connect with the stuff you've been eating. It's so interesting now as a coffee judge,
Mhm.
like really trying to learn even more, to put words on what the baristas say, and like to judge now and meet other people from different sides of the world. They of course have different taste profiles of what they've learned when they were growing up,
Mm-hmm.
and connecting flavors and stuff. So that is super interesting. So you had this, let's say, an anaerobic geisha something. You found peach, and you found a lot of like funky stuff, and you got like, oh my god, I need to do this.
Yeah.
What happened after that? That was 2021-ish, 20?
So
Pre-pandemic?
after pandemic.
After pandemic?
Yes.
Oh, that's cool. Tell us.
Wow. So just after pandemic, most of the countries' border opened,
Yeah.
and I immediately apply one of the working holiday visa in Canada, and I didn't know how fast I can take the visa, because I have to apply my application to the ballot,
Yeah.
and they're gonna pick it up from a candidate.
Mm.
Yeah, and it was like a week. No, 2 weeks. It took 2 weeks,
Yeah.
and I was like, wow, it was quick. And
I was planning to stay home for longer.
yeah. 2 weeks, and I booked my flight. So it was like still have like 3 months to fly
Yeah.
to Canada. So
And where in Canada?
called Kelowna.
Yeah.
Which is where 500 kilometers away from Vancouver. Yeah, it's kind of like middle of nowhere.
And how did you end up there?
I was in Vancouver for 2 nights, and I didn't know where I go, where should I go, and I just opened the Google map,
Yeah.
and then there was like one big name, Kelowna, came up, and I was, well, why not try? And I choose the city from just a Google map.
That's cool. And then you've been working there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then my coffee trip started,
Yeah.
and I dropped my all the resume, and luckily the cafe where I work, how can I say, gave me opportunity to work at the cafe, and I don't like I was super lucky, and also like I met good people, good stuff over there. So, and it's more I don't know how to describe,
but I understand.
yeah,
Like you really got the opportunity to fulfill your dream and start working with coffee and learning more. And they were super supportive. Oh, that's amazing. What do they brew on like a daily? What do you have in the bar? If I come in as a customer, is it like a V60 menu or espresso? What do you serve?
Oh, we actually have espresso and espresso with milk, like Cotaro flat white, and hand brew, and also pour over using machine.
Oh, is it the SB9 or the brewers?
Yeah,
like
actually,
batch brewers.
Yeah, I kind of like it's like I don't know. I don't name the machine, but yeah, it's automatically brew coffee beans, and just drop the sun amount of coffee beans, and you just find diary in the codes. Yeah, and temperature. Yeah.
That's nice. Yeah, there's more and more coffee bars now leaning towards automation instead of like hand brewing. I do think hand brewing is a great way to showcase the craftsmanship and everything like that, but it's still that's nice. And you mentioned that you had coffee from us.
Oh yes.
Both as a private consumer, but also in a coffee bar.
Yes,
way,
exactly.
Right? You told your boss you need to pick up stuff.
Yeah.
Do you remember you talked about El Arbol, the Nicaraguan coffee?
Yes, Nicaraguan coffee, and one of pink bourbon coffee. I forgot the name of the coffee beans, but
we had so much pink bourbon. Last couple of like
Nesta Rosa, I guess.
Nesta Lasso, we had a nice pink bourbon.
I think that coffee. Yeah.
there's like a massive overdose of pink bourbons now in the world, because it's when we buy coffee, like when a lot of people buy coffee, you buy coffee on, of course, like quality and cup score and how it tastes, but also if it's too expensive or less expensive for what you're looking for. But the pink bourbons hit so many boxes, and now we see them start winning competitions because they have a very unique taste profile. Then the baristas can really nail the taste profile, so it makes the life easy for us as judges to just check the boxes of the flavors. But we had like 2 periods here at Standout, like we have like 4 out of 6 coffees that are now pink bourbon or something like that. So we need to like differentiate. But like pink bourbon as I don't know if you can call it a proper variety or whatever, but it has a unique taste profile, and on top of that, if you put on processes and fermentations and stuff, it can take so many different directions in flavors. So you can really fill your portfolio now with pink bourbons that really taste differently, and a lot of good producers are starting to push them out now. So we get like 1 million samples in, but it's also good, especially for us, to differentiate a bit, so we're not too heavy on the pink bourbon side. So yeah, it's a coffee. Please, this is the subscription coffee of March. It's the white honey geisha that we just served, and you just got the aroma over there, and you were like, oh my god. But this is so much geisha in the flavor, and we don't stumble across these kind of point on not traditional, but like geisha profiles, because a lot of people are starting to grow geisha now. But this is exceptional, I think. Sadly, we are totally sold out. And it was a subscription exclusive. So much florals, and
it's I can taste like cherry blossom and ume.
Yeah,
it's like a Japanese apricot.
There we go.
Yeah,
you said that. What to say?
Ume. Yeah, it's kind.
You can come up to the mic like that. Perfect. Tell us about ume.
Ume is like you can put into the alcohol and called the umeshu. It's kind of sweet liquor, like, but you can. What's
the color?
What's up?
What's the color of the fruit? Is it like peachy or
ume green? Yeah, umeshu is like green.
Green. Oh.
Yes, but
what's the texture? Is it like?
Texture is like it's super unique. Oh. Yeah, well, I don't know how to explain, but it's not chewy, but it's
But you eat it like an apricot. Or
yes.
And then you can do.
Yeah, exactly.
That's cool. That's super nice. So we should put that on the flavor profile. No, but this is exactly what we talk about, like to put new words on stuff, because you obviously come from a different culture than I do in Sweden, and we don't have apricots in this way. But yeah, it's I had this coffee like on the cupping table, and we talked with Sebastian about getting this coffee in, and he found this really small lot that we managed to pick up, and it got into a subscription exclusive for our competition subscribers. But then you realize, like, oh my god, this was good.
Yeah.
But he sent us a DM and said, just wait for the geisha to come. The next one, it's gonna be great.
Wow. I mean, it's kind of weird. I can taste like a lot of fruits or kind of food from like just one coffee. Sometimes a flower.
It's amazing, right?
Yeah, for me, this coffee, I can do, if I have a own cafe, I will do seasonal coffee and spring coffee. Yeah.
Perfect. So tell us about your dream. And you're going to tell us about your trip. But start with the dream. What's the goal?
My
don't
dream.
Don't tell your boss, because
maybe he's going to listen to this podcast though. But my dream is open up my roastery and cafe. But first of all, I do want to open my roastery first, and slowly making some like my regular customer from the beginning, and slow dropping off all the sample of my coffee to different cafe, and
where in the world are we?
I'm not sure, but I like to open my cafe.
You can pick any spot.
Somewhere in Europe.
In Europe?
Yeah,
Okay.
Europe or Japan. Yeah.
But you also you were in Australia for a while. Short period.
Yes.
Yeah. So not Australia. Okay. Let's go
I mean,
back to
no,
Europe.
yeah.
That's cool. And you're from your hometown.
Mhm.
How's the coffee culture roastery scene going? Is it
Whoa.
growing?
It's my hometown. Is you cannot find like cafe. I mean, you can find a cafe, but not as much as like modern cafe. It's super classic style.
So there you have your market.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Serve the white honey geisha and then your home
But
set.
it's a little bit far away from the major city. It's kind of like it's kind of difficult to access. You have to use a bus and the train, and if you came from like Europe, you have to use bullet train or train, and after
you
that.
spoke with Alexander.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
He passed by, right?
Yeah.
That's
There's a couple bullet train stations, so you can get off bullet train, and you can pick up the bus or taxi. Yeah, and then easy to access to my hometown, but yeah, it's kind of like tricky area.
So you're opening a roastery in Europe. Sounds perfect. You mentioned like a coffee cart.
Oh
kind of
yeah.
thing.
Starting from like small, I can easily going around everywhere. Not just staying in a one position. Yeah, and there's also like if I have like car and my coffee equipment in the cart, you can bring everywhere, and I can do popping up like almost entire country. Yeah, and also like easy to advertise my coffee beans.
Yeah.
And yeah.
You should do like a van or something. With
Yeah,
a roastery
exactly.
built
Yeah,
in. You
yeah.
can just travel around. Sounds like the dream. That's cool. And now you're on this inspirational journey kind of thing from Canada to you just came back and gave us some wonderful coffee from Kapu in Finland. And
Yes. Yes.
From the other guys there. Tell us where have you been and where are you going?
So my coffee abroad had started over a year ago. Last time I was in Europe was exactly 1 year ago, and I was just in based in Helsinki, and I reached out before I flew to Helsinki. There's a couple coffee roastery. I reached out, and luckily I was fortunate, and they showed me like coffee roastery, and having some awesome decent chat, unforgettable chat, and after that, going around different cafe that I really interested in, and it was like a week and a half trip last time, so I was like, I just need to go more, and I got back in Canada, and this it's just all the money I just save up money, and all the money for this trip.
And you flew directly to Helsinki again?
This time, yes. Actually, there's a couple connection flights. One is my Kelowna, where I live, from to Toronto, and Toronto to Amsterdam, and Amsterdam to Helsinki. It was a kind of like long flight, and I was so tired. But next morning, I have to go to Turku, which was where old capital of the Finland, and I met a awesome coffee roastery, and he was actually roasting like wonderful coffee. And Sosai has ordered coffee beans from him. And I spent there 4 days and helping his pop-up. And
right?
Yes, wonderful coffee.
Yeah. They're great.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's just a camera setting that we. Never mind.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And then 4 days in Turku and lots of coffee. Yeah, and every day buzzing, caffeinated, and then next 3 days I was in Helsinki and met one of the friends couple.
Yes.
Yeah, and he has also amazing coffee.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah,
and he's so into like the super high-end competition scene.
Exactly.
And also, I haven't spoken to him now, but he's around like really, really pushing hard for, I would say, World Barista Championship in some way. I don't know if he's into like coaching or just sourcing coffee, because I know he's been out doing experimental stuff in Panama, and one of these like great spokesperson for what we also do, like pushing super high-end coffee like this. So you had a great time there? Any good coffees?
Does
actually, he still have like a cafe or something like that, or is it only?
He was actually that time. He closed the cafe. Yeah, and he was like unfortunately like out of the coffee beans. Yeah, so I was like but I somehow like text him and I'm leaving for Sweden tomorrow, so can I meet like even a couple hours? And he was like he had a time to meet me, great. So it was luckily I was so lucky that time. And he gave me one of the pink bourbon coffee beans also, and also one coffee. I still remember the taste, but
isn't he into like this Kuji fermentations and stuff? I know it's really high-end processing stuff going on.
That coffee beans wasn't Koji that time, but it was mind-blowing. Yeah, his coffee always like
I only follow him on Instagram and stuff, but he's doing great stuff.
It's a different universe.
That's cool. And then you came here. You're gonna spend a couple of days.
Yes.
Checking out the Swedish coffee scene. It's amazing. And you were in the podcast. That's good.
Yeah, I was like,
you were a bit nervous.
I was dreaming of it. Yeah. And I'm a little bit nervous. This is my first time to podcast.
Yes.
So
and we spoke about a little bit that we try in the beginning of the podcast. We talked about like our latest releases, but I think the journey of our podcast has more got into like community and finding amazing stories like yours, or like Brody Wizard. So he was here last week and has like a quite substantial follower base now on the Instagram and stuff, and it's nice to not talk about us. It's better for the customers or the community to come here and talk about them and their journey and their story, and everything connects in the end. So you should definitely check out the coffee scene here. There's a bunch. I can give you the list if you don't have it already. Now you're heading down to the Netherlands.
Yes. Next Friday.
Wow.
Yeah.
To what city?
I'm going to like only major city this time. Amsterdam and Rotterdam. Yeah. and going to the fantastic coffee roastery over there. See, observing coffee and how you guys doing. Like, I'm gonna have some chatting with them. Yeah.
You should start your own podcast.
Maybe.
Just go around and because I think it's probably the best way to experience a city. It's also like to go to a coffee place, ask for a coffee, of course, but then like where should I go next, kind of thing, and then you're slowly like transitioning around town and find these super nice places. So you spoke about Amok.
And the duck.
And duck, right?
Yes.
Yeah. We had some duck coffee here.
Oh.
Alex just ordered some.
Always they're
to spy on them, see what they're doing.
They're just like incredible. Yeah, exactly what they say. All the coffee tastes like exactly what they say, and such amazing. Yeah.
But you must go to. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Fridads, Alex, Fridads is in Amsterdam also. Yes. You should definitely go to them.
Okay. Absolutely.
Say hi to Dylan and the team. He was also in the podcast like a few months ago.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Huge inspiration. They also do jars. So, definitely check their cafe out.
Definitely.
They have the Sudan Remé still in from Café Grancha. I should try that coffee. It's
absolutely.
Great. It's great. And then you're going back.
Going back to Canada. And I'm going to bring lots of coffee from this trip. Yeah. And do some copying first and see what how the coffee beans from the other side of the continent. And that'll be, I think a lot of people still don't know about Scandinavian coffee, Nordic Scandinavian coffee, and you guys have fantastic coffee beans all the time. My favorite coffee style of the coffee from Sweden, Finland, Denmark, Norway, all the Scandinavian country. Yes, we have
and had for a long time like this Scandinavian profile, the very light roasted stuff. I think it's changed a bit over time now. See a little bit more development in roasting, some different philosophies. Of course, there's a bunch of new processes and fermentations and stuff coming into the scene that needs to be treated a little bit differently, especially in espresso. Otherwise, it would just be too powerful. But it's very interesting to see from me starting my journey at Drop Coffee and progressing onwards, and just now what we do at Standout. I think the Scandinavian scene is kind of changing a bit, but it's still very progressive. There's a lot of good places, even though there can be way more. So maybe you need to take your cart out to Scandinavia and move around here, roast coffee.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Because I think like getting coffee now is getting more and more approachable. Like the farmers are reaching out now to more people. There are very good like middle hands in Europe that can help us out with logistics and stuff. So there's so many good coffees. What do you think of the coffee now when it's cooled down?
Well, cooling down, it's like.
Do you have some?
Yeah, I still have some.
Wow, it's like the acidity is so nice.
Yeah, it's like different kind of like spice.
Yeah.
It's like white pepper, red pepper, or something like that.
Could be. That's cool.
Yeah.
Good words. It's nice. And to try the coffee, like a recommendation for everyone out there, like brew the coffee hot, try it, and same on the judges protocol when we judge the Brewers Cup. We evaluate it from warm, hot and cold, down to cold. So like in 3 stages, and that's exactly how you should drink your morning coffee as well. Like try it hot and then temperatured and then cold.
Yeah.
Because there's so much happening during that flavor process and stuff like that.
I'm actually like quite surprised. Like when I get into a coffee, it was 5 or 6 years ago. My friends, I love running, going around, and I had a running buddy back in the US, and I went running after running. Drink coffee, but it was like it's a typical like classic style Americano, starting from like Americano, and then I'm getting into super cup, like coffee more and more, and
it's such a big difference.
Yeah. And then now I only drink kind of like specialty coffee right now.
It's so hard to go back since there's just overpowering bitterness
Mm-hmm.
in normal coffee, kind of. And if you like that, you like that. But when you learn to not like that, it's very hard to go back.
Yes.
It's just too bitter.
Yeah, too bitter, and it's not like enjoyable. I mean, some people just need a caffeine.
Like 500 million billion people like it, but still.
Yeah.
I think it's only like 4% that drink specialty coffee in the world.
Oh wow, that's super small.
There you also have your markets. Convince the 96%
Mm-hmm.
rest with your cart.
Yeah.
You need a million carts.
Definitely.
That's cool. I think we're gonna slowly wrap the podcast up.
Yeah.
Do people find you somewhere, like on Instagram or through?
I'm just like completely nobody still, and my name is not like big, and most
but
of
we
people
will link to it.
What's up?
We will link to your profile.
Oh,
are you on Instagram, right?
yes,
perfect.
Absolutely, yeah.
So then you need to up your game.
Definitely, yeah. I'm gonna put it on.
Everyone who listens needs to follow you on Instagram.
Yeah.
Probably you'll get at least one.
I have to post a lot of coffee.
Yes,
yeah.
That's good. Just
More.
go around and post your experience.
Mm-hmm.
And the podcast will be on YouTube and Spotify.
Amazing.
And we're actually growing quite fast on YouTube, which is fun. But everyone who listens in needs to follow us.
Yeah.
That makes everything easier.
That'd be amazing.
Yes. And we'll link everything. Write a short description, and we need to remember to take a photo of you now.
Absolutely.
I usually forget it, and I don't have the thumbnail for everything. So I'm gonna go pick up the camera.
Absolutely.
And wrap this up.
Yep. Thank you so much.